I'm Joseph O'Grady, the farm manager at Holcomb Farm. Well, I came here, me and my partner came here in 2014, mostly out of desperation. I think it was just in the DNA. It was forewritten, preordained, because in elementary school, we took a little test, and it said, it was like 4th grade or 5th grade, and it said I was going to be, I was well suited to be a forest ranger or a farmer. I kind of laughed it off because I was in the suburbs of Long Island, none of that. But then it became a reality, and the direct impetus was when I visited a friend volunteering in the Peace Corps in Africa, and the entire experience was working in his garden, and it was based around agriculture. And there was so much meaning and value in it that I wanted to at least learn how to grow some food for myself when I came back to America. So I worked on the farm, and the rest is history. I was hooked, and I've been working on farms ever since.
I'm Mark Fiorentino, a former member of the Friends of Holcomb Farm, which is a nonprofit organization that runs the farm. We're here in West Granby, Connecticut. We'd love to have you come out and see the farm and see what we're doing out here. It's several hundred acres total. A small portion of it is being used to grow food for a CSA program and for those communities in need. And we also have beautiful trails on both sides of the fields and lots of other activities and events that happen out here at the farm. And it's a beautiful place just to come visit. And while you're here, Joe's going to want you to buy some vegetables.
I don't always get to meet or see the people who are getting the food, but no, I get the constant feedback from the people running the programs, or I do sometimes deliver to some of our partners here in town, and it is, yeah, you do feel like it's an incredible feeling. I mean, walking into the Granby Senior Center, and those people are so appreciative, and they see what we do at the Senior Center, and they thank us, and it's an incredible feeling. So it's something very, very proud of it.
I'm Sandra Yost, and I'm the Director of Human Services for the town of Granby, and my responsibilities are for social services, the Granby Senior Center, and our youth services program for the town of Granby. The way people would access fresh produce was through a coupon program through the state and the Department of Agriculture. Over time, that changed. We tried to make that access easier for our residents, and we made a partnership with Granby Holcomb Farm, and in 2011, we purchased a share for our members so that they would have fresh access. 2 years later, Holcomb Farm was generous enough to give us a gifted share so that we could provide that to our seniors and to those folks in town who are low income and didn't have a lot of access to the program.
I mean, the food insecurity in this country is, I don't have the stats at my fingertips, but it's growing. I mean, the gap between the haves and the have-nots is widening. Our middle class is shrinking. The people who can afford to eat healthy, it's only a small percentage. And there are national programs and federal programs to help people buy the fruits and vegetables, but it's not nearly enough. So we're just trying to help fill that gap in our little, We're just putting a dent in it in our little community.
Fresh produce tends to be on the more expensive side, and when people are struggling financially, they really have to cut items off of their grocery list. Oftentimes those are the most expensive items, and unfortunately that does mean fresh produce. By having access to the Holcomb Farm share, it allows folks to have a more healthy and diverse nutritional diet. One of the things we really want the public to know is the ease of use. By having that share available to our residents, I am able to refer them to our Holcomb Farm share program. It makes it easier for folks to access fresh vegetables and produce through the CSA program.
Well, right now, it's again we try to have food available 12 months of the year, and we do to different volumes. But right now we have spinach and greens in our greenhouse, and we still have a lot of storage crops. Like today, we were packing an order for, in mid-March, early March. We had sweet potatoes, carrots, rutabaga, celeriac, parsnips, daikon radishes, watermelon radishes, and I think I'm missing some things going out the door to a local co-op today.
I've been involved with distribution of the fresh vegetables from Fresh Access for the last 2 years during the pandemic. And we have had what I would call drive-through, and they start lining up a half hour before we're ready to start distributing. We have earmarked 45 minutes for the distribution from 11 to quarter of 12. And everybody brings their own reusable bag. The vegetables are delivered here by Holcomb Farm or picked up by our Public Works Department. And my counterpart, Donna, she and I look at the assortment of vegetables we have and decide, how are we going to distribute this to have enough for approximately 50 families coming through. You know, we sometimes have to cut things and break apart packages that'll be too big for a share in this bag. Nothing goes to waste. Nothing.
You know, I've always tried to live by the notion that we all have an obligation to give back at some level. However we can, we all have different capacities to do that. I've tried to teach my kids that, and so really for my whole career, I've looked at ways to help communities in need, and it's a no-brainer, right? So if we can provide people with fresh, chemical-free, nutritious food that they otherwise would not have access to, that's an easy way to give back.